This is from a king's house who said that I mentioned people who are chosen by God, that they will have a place beside or with the Lord. And this person says, what about the people who go to church but are not as curious to find out more of our Lord? Will they go to heaven? And the answer is yes. Here's the thing. We're all at different levels. And that will continue to be as you age, as you maybe become a little bit more with every year disenchanted with the world, because that's a process for every saint of God. Each year you start seeing things, and I think we've had an speeding up of the things that are very hard to stomach. But I would say that the person who's in the church this year, who may just be here kind of, may be totally rooted and grounded next year. That's not for me to say, but I can say this. It would make no sense for somebody coming to church every single week, and they're, for what reason? If you're coming for social reasons and Jesus is not in the picture, you have a problem. But even the marginal follower of Christ, the one that kind of is there, I think that is God's job to decide, but mine is to say that as long as a person is interested, there is great hope, okay? And the flip side to this is coming to church. I said this last week or 2 weeks ago, coming to church. I didn't say it like this, but I'll say it in the Scott way. Coming to church doesn't save you. Having a relationship with Christ does. So we can have our, we'll call it growth. There's normal and natural growth, the ebbs and flows that I talk about. But I wouldn't get too hung up on, say, people who are not that curious. Trust me, I believe that there is more curiosity with more people afraid to ask questions. Either they've been told it's not a good thing to ask, or they're embarrassed to ask. Let me tell you, the only dumb things we don't ask are actually that. The questions we're too afraid, too scared. Ask them. God's not going to fall off his throne, and I'm not going to have any reaction except that's the mind of a curious child of God, period.
Come into this house, magnify the Lord, lift up holy hands, our hearts in one accord, worship and bow down before him, exalt his name today. Come into this house,